Uh, Good morning. Again, another day. Uh, my name is, sorry, it's again, good morning. This is Dr. Najeeb Ahmad Rumi from my clinic in London. I'm a medical doctor with specialty in public health and mind well-being. So, today, our topic is very because we have discussed last time about addiction, but today is specifically I'm going to share my thoughts. I'm going to discuss a very important topic, as you can have a look on the title of this topic, which is addictions, drug addictions, food addictions, and screen addictions. What is that screen addictions? Because before we believed that it was just social network media, but now it has been included in form of addiction when it is of not in a normal use 24/7 or all the time. Your behavior is addictive to you. You are all the time you are on your screen and using that form of addictions. So today it is, but be careful about what I'm going to discuss. It's a formal discussions. It's a sharing of information about. It's my intention is to highlight those issues because uh, as a public health and mind well-being doctor, this is my responsibility and a key role and duty to make all of my viewer and all of the people well aware of the disease and how to prevent the disease. So, like mm, you are well aware of that, we our addictive behavior is going towards it's going worse day by day towards various things. So addictions is of various kind, various types. So first of all, I would like to share with all of my viewers what is the mechanism. Then it would be really a easy task to understand. When you have understanding about the theory, then of course we would be in a better positions to make clear understanding. Then we can move forward what is going on into and the firing in into our brain, human brain. So first of all, I will let you know what is the addiction. Like as I have mentioned, that because we are all well aware of the drug addictions, the name of addiction. Is when we listen or we come to know or we observe someone who unfortunately having addictions, we can see non-judgmental about the form of addictions and misery and suffering, how much they are in a painful condition and suffering. So, what is addictions? If we look into the definition, it is addiction is compulsive drug or food, or you can say screen addictions, as we have mentioned, are addictive behavior of any, even shopping, even consumption of food, unhealthy food all the time. We are ordering phone, lots of facilities are there by these organizations of food delivery, and so we are motivated by these advertisement and the facilities, and we become lazy, and we are addictive to. Healthy food is good, it's balanced, but unhealthy consumption of food is really alarming situations and could lead to various diseases. But today's topic is addictions. So addiction is compulsive drug use or behavior of any types, despite consequences. So we know the consequences, we know the end result of addictions. Even then, it is compulsive. It is compulsory for us to go for it. It may be drug addictions. It may associated with food addiction. It may associated with screen addictions nowadays, gadgets and social network media as a form of addictions. We know the serious consequences and drawbacks, setbacks of all of these addictive behavior. So even then, we are uh, addictive to. We are compulsive. We are necessarily we are pushed and forced by our brain chemical circuits to go for it. So addictive behavior is long persistence of relapse risk. There's a persistence of relapse. And drug associated cues are there because it's brain circuit. It's very delicate and very, complex. Our brain is, human brain is. That here I wanted to share what are these neurotransmitters which are directly linked to our uh, you know disease and addictions. So what is going on when our behavior is addictive? So there are cues in our brain. Addictive behavior, long persistent of relapse risk, drug associated cues control behavior. And there are drug associated cues. They are in a queue which are going to trigger our compulsive and addictive behavior towards, because it's chemical reaction, which is neurotransmitters inside of our human brain, and we are human being. And so the theory is this, and therapy, as I have mentioned, is neuro-narrative therapy by Dr. Najeeb Ahmad Rumi, myself. That is why when we have to understand the theory, the subject, then objectively, when we have to go for it in order to understand and to manage, to control that addictive behavior. This is the basic theory, and because that's why I wanted to share the what is going on when we are addictive towards any form of addictions. So, drug associated cues control our behavior, because then we are not under the control of our cognitions, because our thoughts, our wisdoms go beyond that limit when we are addictive, due to that cues, that due to that faulty circuits of our brain. There are various things. Drug stimulants are there because active serotonin and noradrenaline, dopamine reuptake inhibitors are cocaine, amphetamine is drug associated, because as I have mentioned, serotonin, dopamine secretion is there, which give us pleasure and reward. And now, because what is the pathway of addictive behavior? What is going to go into our brain when we are God forbidden, addicted to that drugs, or our behavior is addiction towards addictions. Dopamine pathways, how dopamine leads to behavior change. What is the mechanism of our brain, which when we are addictive, and cues are there, and that cue is addictive behavior, and we are compulsive towards that action of addictions. So, because in order to understand that what is dopamine, dopamine is a neurotransmitter. It's chemical release when we are using addictive drugs. All of the addictive drugs and like addictive behavior, like food, social network media, or any sexual activities all the time. It's sexually addictive. So directly addictive drug is chemical is here dopamine is released. All of these addictive behavior and drug abuse consequently release dopamine. I will explain what is that dopamine is released in our brain, which is known as nucleus accumbens. It's the part where it's not for you, but it's you can only understand that when we are addictive, that there is a release of dopamine. But it is directly associated with dopamine is a good chemical, a neurotransmitter. Normally, dopamine required for natural stimuli like food opportunities, natural stimuli. It is not in our control when we see food or when we are hungry. Then we obviously it's a natural stimuli. We can have that food, which is the requirement of our body. And for natural mating, for sexual activities, we go for it, then we just there is this is rewarding hormone and uh, rewarded and drive behaviors. So when we have food or sexual intimacy, so nature divide rewards and addictive behavior associated with drug, food, shopping, sex, social networking, and all cause. These are all the factors which cause dopamine release in brain part. Addictive behavior and drug abuse mimic effect of natural rewards. There is a mimic effect. There is faulty, you can say, imitations inside of our brain when we are direct. In order to understand this, that there is a natural reward hormones when we are hungry, when we go for sex. So there is a release of dopamine inside of our brain. But unfortunately, when we are addictive to drugs, our behavior is compulsive, and we are like nowadays it's gadgets or mobile addictions, shopping addictions, even sex addiction is a form of addictions. We are always thinking because we are just the circuit of our brain is disturbed, and that due to faulty circuits we need more addictive behavior. There are cues and then we go for it, like drug abuse, like shopping, like food, unnecessary eating food. Obesity is also it's a form of addiction. Keep this thing in your mind, then I'll step by step I will let you know what is the mechanism and how we can, when we are aware of about the mechanism, then it would be better and easy for us to control and to manage our addictions. So survival demand that organisms that find and obtain needed resources, like primary reward like food and shelter. These are the primary reward for the natural secretions and natural formation of dopamine inside of our brain. Despite of risk, even the people they go for mating, or the organisms, any animals or human, the goals have natural reward. So there is associated like food or mating, making love or sex. It's all about associated with dopamine here secretions. Eating, safety, and sex, you can say. Behavioral natural reward goals persistence to be conclusions and increase over time as they are positively reinforcing interconnected states. internal states like hunger. We feel hungry, then there is when we have a consumption of food, then we feel satisfied. Oh, I'm full of, I have had good food. So it's all about dopamine secretion here inside. It's a neurotransmitters. It's like transmitters between two nerves endings. So then we feel satisfied. Similarly, it's a rewarding hormone when we go for mating or sexual activities. We feel relaxed. Again, that is associated with dopamine secretion here inside of. Or unfortunately, when we are addicted to some drug or any other behavior, shopping, then even then we feel pleasure due to secretion of dopamine here inside of the brain. That's why we become addictive. So, uh, because there are negative errors and predictive error hypothesis is here inside the brain. The cues are there, and we are compulsive towards that uh, unnatural addictions of things, because it's a natural phenomena. Addiction is natural and versus unnatural addictions. Natural addiction is like rewarding hormone. We need food, we need reproductions for mating and our to increase our populations or any organisms. So clinical implications, if see this natural and normal behavior addictions. Addictive behaviors are important and natural part of human behavior. That's very clear. Addictive drug behavior are pharmacologically modify our functioning of the life, because the chemistry is changed, and the drug addictive behavior start taking over, because when we are addicted to, because it's natural phenomena uh, of food, uh, healthy food, because if we are addictive to foods even then, and the whole circuit here, neurotransmitter circuit is disturbed, and then there are cues, and we are waiting for those cues, negative cues, and then we start taking drugs or having unhealthy food. We're going for shopping unnecessarily, sex addictions, you can name it. Screen addictions nowadays is very common. So there are various, this is all about uh, you know addictions. So natural stimuli, natural reward is food, consumption of food, basic human rights, shelters, and love and belonging. These are the natural stimuli, primary stimuli here, brain. And when we came into this world in unnecessary, because it's quite natural. So we breathe from here and we start crying for food, for the milk, natural stimuli. Then we are just, uh, these are all associated, addictive to behavior. So addiction is a normal phenomena, but it's if it is associated with unnatural stimuli. Like natural stimuli is food, mating, and living happily with the natural stimuli, with primary stimuli like food, water, shelter, love, and belonging. These are the natural stimuli. We feel good, and these are associated with feel good hormones like dopamine. So when we are addictive to drugs, unfortunately, or addictive to any addictive behavior, so then it could leads to addictions, and the whole circuit of brain is disturbed and is being controlled by these cues, unnatural cues. So, I would like to share my thought in this regard. So this is the mechanism, this is the pathway about the dopamine addiction. which is a really alarming situation. Although it's very tiring and very hard to get rid of this addiction. But step by step, if you are motivated, if you are committed, if you are uh, in self love, self compassionate, self empathic, then you can realize it could be with anyone because we are human beings with lots of emotions and lots of problems. But when we get realize that this is a burning issue and it's not a normal thing, then we can bring the change inside of our brain here. When we know the mechanism, it's a faulty thing, then the best doctor for you is yourself. The best healer who can heal you is yourself. Our best or the worst enemy and the harmer of you is yourself. So you need to be more careful about when God forbidden someone of us may have the addictive behavior, non-stop, compulsive, attitude towards things like shopping, food, drugs, then we need to be careful because natural stimuli and natural reward is here. Natural reward is here. We can create the natural the dopamine secretion in a natural way. How? In when we are having food, we need to go for a walk, mindfulness meditations. We'll discuss what is how to get rid of these addictions. First we have to go for the subjective part of that. This is the subjective. I have shared the mechanism of what is addiction and how we can control it. So dopamine secretion here is chemical released when in both way when for drug addictions or natural stimuli is there when we eat food or go for mating. So there is a secretion of dopamine hormones inside of brain. But unfortunately, when we are addictive, obviously we need more that behavior of drugs like cocaine, amphetamine, stimulant hormones, because from the baseline, the dopamine level is increased when we are under the influence of the influence subsides, so the dopamine level goes down, and we start feeling starved, or we start feeling low due to deficiency of dopamine inside of our brain. So this is we start craving and we start side effects of dopamine deficiency because relevant to related to that addictive behavior. Natural stimuli is there. We can increase that dopamine by the natural stimuli, by the natural things like walk, having good food, sufficient food, sufficient walk, and even sleep. These are the natural stimuli we can get, and, or even mindfulness. At the end of this talk, I will let you know what to do and how to do, and how we can bring a change, drastic change inside of our brain to the circuit, 40 circuits. You are the right person. So when you come to know about the mechanism, then you would be you would be your facilitator. Then you can facilitate yourself in order to make it correct, in order to uh, just try to then recircuit, because my theory is neuro-narrative. You have to change the narrative. You have to bring a change here, because then uh, you can repair the circuit, faulty circuit, which is associated with drug addiction. Because if you are addictive to any behavior, it's very hard and very difficult for even doctors to treat and giving, if unfortunately you are drug addictive and other drugs are there, alternative drugs. So natural remedy is that you can get rid of through this understanding of the behavior, because everything is, it's not any rocket science, it's not difficult to control, but you can control through your behavior, through your understanding. So natural stimuli is, you can go for a walk before going to bed. You can have at least 30 to 40 minutes walk, but it's not for everyone, because if you have some medical condition or psychological conditions, then the best uh, advisor and the best consultant is your doctor. You can get consultation with your doctor if you have any conditions. But it's for healthy persons. If you need to, it's for me. I do it like this: go for a walk, and I have a balanced food 24 hours. Within 20 after 4 hours or 20 hours, I just have once a meal. That's why continuous intermittent fasting. So in this way, you can bring a change. You can make your brain circuit more healthy, because you can repair it if it is faulty, if it is addictive behavior. Then you can change the behavioral attitude. Satisfied when your gratitude attitude. And in this way, you can change a drastic change, bring a drastic change inside of your brain, and then you can be a changed person. Otherwise, you will be a changed person all the time. Chains of various things are there. So coming to the point is that what to do, how to do this was the pathway of addiction, why it is there, and how it works. That there are few cues there, and when you are confused, the cues are there, the faulty cues, and then your brain needs more secretion of dopamine. Otherwise, it's not biological need. What it is, addiction is psychological need. Psychologically, when you are high, low, because then unpredictable mood is there, and then you run for drug and you run for food or run for shopping, screen addictions or sex addictions, you can name it. But if you are wise, if you are if you have some know-how about the mechanism, what is going on, because when the circuit of your room, of your house, of your home is disturbed, electric circuit. So it's, as for instance, then we obviously we try our level best to get it sorted out. Otherwise, it could lead to some serious consequences. It could go for to set on fire or whatsoever the things are there. But the similarly thing is, when we are addictive, there is firing of dopamine inside of our brain, that neurotransmitter, that we feel really relaxed under the influence of that drugs and dopamine secretions. So firing of uh, neurotransmitter of dopamine is there, and all of the body, which is directly linked to that, because it's a neuron controlled by other tissues and parts. In the blood supply, through nerve supply, we can feel players. It's unnatural players under the influence of drugs. The consequences are very serious. And now we are coming towards, and this is the reality, ground reality, based on the facts, what is going on when we are addictive to drugs. Our behavior is addictions. So now coming to management. What is that management? It's very easy. It's not rocket science, but you have to. All of my lectures are full of when we use our active mind. What is active mind is your based on your natural stimuli, like motor neurons, sensory neurons. We are just human being. We are uh, when we use our cognition, when we use our brain, then natural way we can survive natural stimuli like balanced food, healthy thinking, walk in the park, talking, socialized, getting socialized with your friends, and social health, 4 5 dimensions of health. I always remember, I always, remind myself as well as my viewers, 4 dimensions: physical dimension of health, the state of complete well-being of your physical health. Mind health is well-being. Everything is mind. Your mind is, if your mind, because our mind is like a garden and our thoughts are like seeds. We can grow flowers or we can grow weeds. It's up to us. If you are solution oriented, because always give benefit of doubt to yourself. If you are solution oriented persons, then you can grow flowers, because human mind is like a garden and our thoughts are like seeds. We can grow flowers or we can grow weeds. Growing flowers means that we can repair if there is a problem inside of our brain. We can repair the circuit of our brain. That's why neuro-narrative, that's a neuron inside of chemical reactions. This is neuron. And my therapy is neurons. And when we have some understanding about the neurons, what's going on into our mind, then we can change the narrative. We can build a positive, healthy narrative and write it down. And what action we need to take is preventive. Or if we are having problems, secondary prevention is, then we should go. Tertiary prevention is when unfortunately we have addictive behavior, then how we can get rid of all these kinds of addiction. So, neuronarrative therapy by myself is uh, understanding of the chemistry. Not for understanding, it's not something. If you are not a technical person, you are not a medical person. It doesn't mean that you don't know. But as I have gone through all of this theory and the mechanism and the pathway of neurons, then it's easy for you to understand. So what's going on in our brain, in our mind. So then you can manage, you can be, you help yourself, because nobody can help, heal, or harm you, only you. When you use your mind as its garden, and you can grow flowers with the positive a pattern of thoughts. That's the seed. Positive seeds, you can grow flowers. I mean, productivity, constructive stuff is there. Or if you are negative, using your negative minds, then nobody can stop you, because it's an open choice for all of us to lead a good life or to lead a miserable life. So, neuronarrative therapy is consisting of two parts: the theory, subjective, and objective is therapy. We have to prove that whether theory is right or wrong. How? By applying on my, because as I have told you, I'm also medical. I'm a medical doctor with specialty in this mind health, because I studied myself. Because when you have some know-how about what's going on into your mind, then you are the right persons who can help yourself by taking positive measures, by taking some, healthy steps. If you are use your active mind. If you're reactionary, if you are using your reactive mind, then nobody can stop you, because then your reactive mind is in operations, and all the time negative chemicals are released, and you are sick and tired of the situation or the person around you, and then you can end up in a really miserable conditions of mental health problems. which could lead to some serious consequences like severe mental health issues, then drugs, and consequently nobody can treat you. So, in this way, initial the prevention is the best treatment, and I always say that Sir William Osler, who was the here in the UK, who was the father of modern medicine, what he said that one of the most important duties of a physician, of a doctor, is to educate the masses, to educate their patients not to take medications, mean that they ask them to lead a healthy lifestyle through taking healthy measures, steps like eating healthy, sleeping healthy, walk. So this is the theory. And then therapy, you can be your therapist by taking some positive measures, some taking some positive steps to help yourself. So this is all about the theory, and therapy is that mindfulness meditations, yoga, walk in the park, and behavioral treatment. Behavioral treatment is behavior because you can be your doctor. Self medications, not self medication, but self prevention through self compassion, self empathy. Then you can bring a drastic change inside of yourself. Because as I am, you have to change the narrative because you are going to help yourself with your reactive mind, not reactive mind. So, behavioral treatment to get rid of addictions. Now we are coming to the end of this part before the problem and what is the solution. And the solution is behavioral treatment, mind, behavior, body. Because MBBS, as I have mentioned in my few lectures, what is MBBS? It's Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. This is our degree of medicines. But it's here my therapy is MBBS means body. M stand for mind. Here, of course, it's a neuro-narrative. Mind, behavior. You have to change your behavior through understanding of what's going on into our mind. MBBS, mind, behavior, and body shaping. Body shaping means how you can shape up your body by natural stimuli, natural food, and balanced food. Like I do fasting, 18 or 20 hours, but it's not for all of us. It's body shaping, how you can build up your body, and you can reverse diseases, even you can prevent disease or reverse even cancer cells by taking these positive measures like fasting. I do 20 hours fasting, but during that time I can have water, I can have tea, coffee, but not sugary drinks or junk drinks. And this way the process of ketogenesis is there, and then you can have ketone food like fish, like chicken, but not oily foods, or you can have nuts, good stuff of nuts, almonds, nuts. If you can afford, then you can have that. You can have at least 2 liters of water a day. So this is MBBS, body, mind, M, then B, behavior. It's related, and body shaping. You can shape up your body through healthy lifestyle, like walking, talking, thinking positively, helping hands, and then in this way you can change your approach, your behavior. And then community reinforcement approach, CRA. Community reinforcement approach is the community medicines. Community medicine, social medicines, like my specialty is community medicine, is social prescribing. You need to involve in the community of your friends and to being helping hands to forget other faults and do it today, and you will be happy for forever. And then contingency management. What is contingency management? Is a non monetary or non monetary reward made contingent on objective evidence. So there are 12 steps of facilitations, another, measures. But it's very easy. You have to understand, and you need to help yourself write it down. From today, it's never ever too late to start living healthy, happily, anytime. So these are the measures you have to take, that mindfulness meditations, as because my approach, again, neuro-narrative therapy, and there are other tools and techniques like mindfulness meditation can be medication if done with dedication. What is that mean? Because as I mentioned, this garden is here. If you use your active mind, then you can be self-compassionate, self-empathy. So mindfulness meditation can be medicinal medication if done with dedication. If you're dedicated, if you're determined, you start living healthy. It's never ever too late to start that. When you start thinking about that, oh no, it's time come, and even you don't have a group of positive friends, you have to increase the social circle of positive friends, because don't be judgmental about someone if someone is negative. You need to just get rid of those negative. They are not helping you, if they are not guiding you on a proper track, then you just avoid to see those negative friends who are not helping hands. Try to, because you can help yourself, then at the end of the day you can help others. If I'm unable to help myself, then how come I can help others? It's impossible. It makes sense, isn't it? So these are various steps you need to take, you need to measure. And because mind is everything, driving force is here, and our soul is here in our unconscious mind. That is divinic and dynamic part of our brain is having soul. So in this way, we can, by understanding, we can take some measures in order to understand, and then we can be a changed person. Otherwise, we will be a chained persons, chain of negativity, chain of misery, chain of suffering, chain of, you know, vicious circle. You can name it. But when we are committed, when we are determined, like meditation, mindfulness meditation is, you can do at least 4 to 5 times or more than that. And another thing is, you need to give yourself every steps, you have to take some measures. When you stop some activities, then before starting another one, then you need to take break, short break for 5 minutes. You need to reflect of there's a reflection of that thing. When you closed and you start another task, you have to, during that period, you have to take even few minutes or few seconds before you finish, and then you start another task. So you need to be uh, that during that task, you need to reflect, and you need to be more positively. You should buck up yourself, reflection, what you did, something good or something bad. Then you can improve your quality of life, of working, a patron, working in a group, or in a circle of friends. Then you can improve your no need to prove your quality, but you have to uh, you have to improve. Then it's your wisdom. You can prove, because we are what we eat, and we are what we think. The way we think, feel, and act, our action is everything. Keep this thing in your mind, that action is everything. Without action, we're nothing. If it is negative action, like star techniques we have discussed last time, what is that star techniques? Star is situation, S T for task, thought process, A for action, R stand for result. What is that? What does it mean? Situation, like if someone may have addiction of drug or addictive behavior of shopping, sex, or net, social network media, then what we need to do, this is of 10%. Thought process, how you are committed and how you are going to manage your addictive. First you have to get realize that whether you are doing wrong or right, because it's compulsive behavior. When you are in that business of addictions, then your brain is cognition is not working, and all, even your negative mind, reactive mind, giving you lots of justifications not to think, and just consequently you're not because the brain circuit is disturbed, and then your negative mind is working, and then you don't. So you have to think about um, your star techniques. Situation is if addictive behavior got forbidden. Thought process 70%. In that thought process, you positive thought or negative thought. If positive thought is, you come to know and you get it realize that I need to take some measures if it is the situation is challenging, then you have to take some steps, like we just discussed them, steps to manage our addiction. Today's topic is addiction. So then what would be the result? 70%. Oh, sorry, 70% is your action. You are taking some measures to get rid of addictions by getting realized in these various mindfulness meditations, neuro-narrative therapy by Dr. Najeeb, as I have mentioned. And then uh, T for thought process, 70%. A stand, sorry, thought process, situation, thought process is 10% again. Situation 10%, thought process, positive or negative. Then your action is everything. STAR. S situation 10%, thought process if you are taking some higher, positive or negative, then it's 10%, 10 plus 10 is 20. And your action, A stand for action. What measures and what action you are taking in order to implement that thought process about the situation is 70%. Like you are going to manage your health in terms of addictions. If you get realized and you are using your active mind, and you are taking some measures, like we have discussed, mindfulness meditations, walk in the park, and having healthy food, going for fasting if you don't have any other conditions of mental health conditions or physical health conditions, then you can go for intermittent fasting. And what is intermittent fasting? You can Google, and then you can come to know about what is that intermittent fasting. And then that is action of 70%, then result is of 10%. So in total, you see the action is everything. That's why it is addictions versus addiction. What is addiction? Is positive thing. You need to add active in order to avoid addictive behavior. Add action. What is that action? You have to accept action, positive action, because nobody will come to help you out when you are in trouble, when you are in suffering, when you are in pain. The only person who can heal or harm you is yourself. Be a friend of yourself. Help yourself. Come to realize that you are in a painful conditions, and then only you have started. You are the root cause of your problem, no one else. Then you can be, because it's not something. It could be with anyone. We are human beings. You need to give your benefit of doubts to yourself. Then you have to go for it, and then you need to take some measures, like like we have mentioned that take action and accept. What is action? Action against my techniques is action. A stand for accept. C stand for challenges in your life, like God forbidden if someone may have addictive behavior or drug dependency or whatsoever the kind of problem is there, that you have to accept challenges. This is challenge. A for accept, C for challenges, T for thought process. Think intelligently. I T think, I intelligently. O you need to organize. If you are not organized, if you're disorganized, then even then nobody can help you out. You will end up in a very miserable conditions. And N is now, right now. It is everything is right now. Don't wait for more favorable time. Today is the time to help yourself, to be self-compassionate, to be self-empathic, and to forgive other faults, and to forget and forgive other faults, and speak kind words. Always be kind with your kind mind, with yourself and with other. This is self-empathy and self-compassion. So in this way you can help yourself through objective, through practical. You have to prove that you have some understanding, and then you are the problem creator, and then you are the problem shooter. You try to be problem shooter, not problem creator. Problematic mind is reactive mind, and solution oriented mind is preventive mind. Then you can use your mind, and if you need any help, then luckily I am here to help you out from any difficult condition. If you are non-affording, if you can't afford, then with highly confidentiality I can help anyone who may not have any resources to spend money. Although I'm working, I'm self-employed, I do my own clinic, but on the basis of humanity and self-compassion, self-respect, I am helping lots of people who may have this addictive behavior, mental health issues, and if they are unable to afford, then I can help them out online. If they are based in London, UK, then I can arrange an appointment with them. If they can't afford, or they are less well off, they can afford less. Then I can help them out. Or online, you can email me confidential. I will keep it confidential because it's confidentiality. Health is confidential issue. Or you can text me, or you can talk to me. Send me a text message on my mobile 07950767099, and the code is for England is 0044 7950767099. And in this way we can help each other. You can watch my video, and then you can uh, share it if you like. You can uh, describe, prescribe. I'm prescriptions, and description and prescription is there. And in this way we can help each other. And at the end of this talk, I wanted to share my thought, which is again the role of a doctor, like myself, the role of a doctor and therapist. And mentor is not done when the patient is cured, but when he or she is mindful, insightful, self actualized, and interacting with the world in a satisfactory way. Then the role of a job of a doctor is done. The doctor, mistake doctor, or mistake by doctors. Mistake doctor is all about those who are insightful, mindful. It's beyond their any religions, any religious, because it's a non-religious platform, non-religious studio. It's not. We are not adherent to any. We're not talking about any religions and political motivations or anything. because it's equal opportunity, a confidential equal opportunity for all of us because we are human beings. But if someone is having any religions, we do respect for all of the human beings because they have valid and valued places beyond any culture, beyond any religions, or without any religions, beyond any ability, less ability, more ability, or any with any sexual orientation. Is you are valid and valued places unless or until it's safe for yourself and safe for others. If you are not extremist and you are not in a positions to hate others out of anything. So then this is the right platform we can discuss. Dr. Najeeb Ahmad Rumi. We can discuss lots of things in order to get rid of this negative attitude because I'm a positive doctor of mind health. So I'm trying my level best to deliver these kinds of talks for my communities. For who is my community? Global community is my community. I love my species, human species, beyond anything else. Because my message is to promote love, not to promote hatred. My message is to promote, to create atmosphere free of war and terror and extremism and hatred. My mission is to promote peace and love and self-compassion through kind words on this world, on this globe. In this way, we can promote peace process. We can promote human rights. We can promote love, belonging. Like I do believe in Abraham Maslow hierarchy pyramid, which is my pyramid of humanity, love and respect of divine pyramid of God and nature. You can name it whatsoever you like. So that's all for today, and keep in touch and take well care of yourself. And bye for now. Take care. Bye bye. Take care. Bye.